Copy stream link.
All right, peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Is yours truly, Amar Mari. I am here with my good brother, Anthony Blackman. He is an activist. He's a hip hop artist. And our brother is a part of the Hungry Nine. If you don't know, I don't know where you've been at because it's actually been televised. And our brother is based in Miami. Okay, the Hungry Nine, the brothers are some brothers that's a part of the Circle of Brotherhood. It is a movement. It is a movement in Miami there that is pretty much focused on revolutionizing the community in a positive manner. Brother Anthony Blackman, how you doing this evening, King?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. God bless you, my brother, you and your family. All the work that you're doing, man, to liberate our people. I'm feeling real good. It's been 1 week since we ended the hunger strike, so I'm still, gathering my strength back and trying to get my body back in the right condition, but I'm doing well.
Wonderful, brother. I'm telling you, man, you brothers definitely did some powerful work there in the community here, man. I've seen a lot of people coming out. I've seen the news. I've seen people within the community, support you, man. People was coming from support from every angle, man. I love to see that, man. Talk to us about it. Tell us how, the event went, and also tell us, what inspired all of you to do what you were doing.
Okay. Well, I just want to let your viewers know that the Circle of Brotherhood is an organization which consists of Black men from the community that's working together pretty much on a full-time basis to solve our own community problems. So a few months ago, 4 of our members went to a candlelight visual of mothers of slain children. And at that particular visual, there were between 40 to 50 grieving mothers there. Just so happened, it was only one guy that happened to be there, which was a local artist, Blaze Carter. He was there because his 6-year-old son was murdered. So he was the only male figure that was there. And there were 40 to 50 wailing sisters at this visual who were mourning the death of gun violence of their loved ones. And it was at that meeting that the 4 members of the Circle of Brotherhood said that we have to do more. Like we've marched, we've had candlelight visuals, we let balloons in the air, we had the teddy bears, we've marched. What else could we do? The 4 brothers thought to themselves as their heart was pierced of these 40 to 50 mothers. It was that day that our minds began to click that we needed to do more. So from that day up until like 2 months, 2.5 months, 9 guys were selected, pretty much volunteered, to take on this task to do the hunger strike. So just to let you guys know that this thing came about because of the 40 or 50 grieving mothers in our community. Go back over there. And this is what came about. So we decided that we needed to do more. Black men have to do more in their community. This is not about us being, getting notoriety. This is not about being a social media activist. This is about boots on the ground, nonstop, putting our lives on the line, man, to save our community.
I'm glad you said that, my brother, because what comes to my mind too is our brother Nipsey Hussle. And I think about how our brother, being a former Crip, his mind was transformed. And he recognized that, he was a part of the problem. So what he did was he took out the time, you know, out of the love of his community after he became conscious. And, you know, he started fixing the problems that he started. And even the ones he didn't start. You know what I'm saying? You know, our brother put jobs in the community, you know, and it's a tragedy that our brother lost his life at the hands of another brother. You know, I know it's a debate going back and forth about a conspiracy theory or what have you. The bottom line is his life was still taken by another brother, man. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's the bottom line, you know. And the only way I believe, bro, is that's going to transform in our community is our mindsets being transformed. As you and I, we had a good dialogue prior to, man. You know, talk to us more about that, because, you know, you're also a hip hop artist. You know, you're a conscious poet. You know, you have a single out. You know, talk to us about it, man. Tell us about, you know, your life and what led you up to being so passionate about what you're doing, man.
Well, yeah, thank you very much, man. My testimony is this here. You know, I was raised in Mobile, Alabama. I'm a country boy. I was born in New York, but I was raised in Mobile, Alabama. And I began to get involved with gangs when I was about 12 years old. I was joined the GDs, which is Gangster Disciples. And, you know, we was banging, we was toting pistols, we was fighting all the time. And, you know, that lifestyle, it just sucked me right in, like it do most of our young brothers in the community that's dying for real positive. My father used to beat my mom all the time. So my role model was a very abusive, alcoholic father who beat my mom and beat us all the time. You feel me? And also, excuse me, the older guys in the community were hustlers, womanizers, abusers, drug addicts, gangbangers. Excuse me. So my role models were thugs and killers, gangbangers. So it was real easy for me to not have no father in the house. To pretty much from 10 years old, I was pretty much raising myself. So I got sucked into that, man. And by the time I turned 13, I was smoking crack cocaine. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that life just engulfed me, man. From 10 to 25, I pretty much spent most of that time locked up in some type of institution. From 10 to 18, in and out of juvenile. From 18 to 25, in and out of prison. So it wasn't until I moved to Miami in 2001 in January that my life changed. March the 9th, 2001, when I met God. So, you know, you talked about earlier how it takes a life-changing experience, man, to reach people. That's what it took for me. Thank God I didn't lose a limb. I didn't lose my health, you know, but I had a awakening, man, a personal encounter with God, man, that changed my life and started the process, which it still took. I'm gonna keep it 100. It still took a lot, man. I had no education. I dropped out of school in the 7th grade. I had no education. I had no job skills. I had no training. I didn't even know how to hold a decent conversation outside of drugs in the streets. You know what I mean? So the process started for me March the 9th, 2001, which is a little bit over 18 years. And I'm still in training. I'm still learning how to be a brother. Let me tell you something. I'm still learning how to be a brother. What I come to find out, and we talked about this on our last episode that we did, me and you. I'm coming to find out that, guess what? Even the brothers and sisters that are conscious now, we have our level of responsibility is deeper than the ones that still lost. So now we begin to be the spokesman for the community. So if you're in the darkness, you can't speak for the community. You have to be in the light. So now here we go. We have to set the standard, and we got to stop talking about black people too, man. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why I haven't really been on the Nipsey Hussle, because it's so much negative. Black people, even the stars, the celebrities, the politicians, they constantly talking negative about their own people. The activists, even, man, I'm constantly being challenged, man, to stop talking negative about black people. Stop talking negative about your family members. Stop talking. We have to change that narrative because there's a bigger responsibility for us who are conscious and who are woke. So
absolutely, man.
So you know what I mean? I don't want to go off too far, but I said that to say this here.
No, you on point, brother. You not off. You actually on point. You actually hitting the bullseye, man. So keep talking, King.
So that's what Blackman Music Group is. Blackman Music Group is a record label that I started a little bit over a year ago to create positive hip hop music, man, to touch our young people's mind. Because all of the big ballers, all of the big time music people, hip hop dudes that they came from, they don't care what kind of music that is. You know what I mean? You can't be on one message that you want to save your people and then you steady pumping the music to kill them. That's a double standard. So my challenge is, and my challenge to myself and to the hip hop community is to promote positive hip hop music. Let's take this thing back to the roots, what hip hop was all about, what was created for.
Yes, indeed, man. You know what, brother? I say that all the time. You know what you just said. It is definitely counterproductive. I totally agree with you. We have to be real about this thing. A lot of people that were crying, you know, and talking well about Brother Nipsey, you know, some of them are pioneers. You know what I'm saying? I have to commend, you know, Snoop on making that one album. I believe he came out with trying to do something positive. You know what I'm saying? Like now T.I., a former gangster rapper, you know, trying to do something positive. You know, and just like Nipsey, you know, if you listen to a lot of his lyrical content, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't becoming of one who is of good morals. However, the brother mindset changed and he recognized, you know, hey, I want to say transform because it turned him into a different person. He started recognizing, hey, you know what I'm saying? I need to do something about this. Like, I have a powerful voice. I'm very influential, you know, and the hip hop culture is truly dominating our culture. Hip hop culture has become culture. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is the origin. I like what you said earlier. You said we have to go back. And that's what we have to do. We have to refamiliarize ourselves with more principles. You mentioned God. Okay, somebody may call him Allah. Somebody may say Olodumare. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody may say Yahweh, call him the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, I believe that the answer is definitely more principles, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to be taught because, see, you said something very key earlier. You said you didn't have the right role model. You had a role model, but the role models weren't the right role models. They were the wrong role models, which in turn led you down the wrong path because you had the people that was leading you with the wrong mindset, which will lead you in the wrong direction. Am I correct in saying so? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. The training of a black man in America, you know, has been transformed, or it has been switched to our sisters who've been carrying us for years, I love my queens. The sisters, the black women have been the backbone of the black community, man, for 40 or 50 years now. So
Absolutely.
now, so it's our turn. It's our season, man. I'm so excited. I posted on Instagram the other day, man. I'm so proud and so excited to be a black man in America. Like my mind has changed. Like this is the best time. This is the best time to be black. This is the best time to be conscious. This is the best time to create generations of wealth. This is the best time to change our community, man. And I'm feeling that positive energy. God, the Holy Ghost, the ancestors, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't make a difference. And that's another thing, that I find so rewarding to be a part of the circle of brotherhood, right? Where we've been able to put aside our religious backgrounds, man. Like that's huge. Like
wonderful.
Like it's literally impossible. Or I'm not gonna say that, but it's very difficult in my past experience to get black people to come together who have different religious backgrounds or different faiths.
That's a fact. That's a fact, my brother. You're absolutely right. It does separate us, man. Because let the truth be told, and this is not for us to get off on a tangent about religion. The realization is that if you look at certain scriptures, it'll even tell you don't even associate yourself with somebody who's not a Christian.
Exactly.
And I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just telling the truth.
Right.
Okay. I'm speaking facts.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They say if you don't come in the name of Christ, don't let them in your house. You know what I'm saying? Don't even sit down and eat with them if they claim to be a brother. You know what I'm saying? And they're living another life. So I'm just realistic about things, man. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I love about our culture, our spiritual culture, before we had any interference with any outside, whether it's religion, whether it's a particular people that came in our country, okay, and mess with us, and I want to say past interference. This is what I call it. I call it a past interference because we passed down traditions to the next generation, but we had past interference, right? We had a disruption due to colonization. That's a realization, man. And right. The realization is that we have to get back to moral principles because the truth is our people have always taught us moral principles. That's just the truth, but we've been cut off from those principles. We've been cut off from living right. You know what I'm saying? Treating your neighbor right. We too quick to say, oh, that's not my brother. That's not my cousins. I don't know that nigga, and let the truth be told. Why is that? Why is that? Because we've been taught, you know what I'm saying, to hate each other through gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? That we've been taught how to not properly handle our disagreements. You know what I'm saying? We have been taught how to improperly de-escalate, you know what I'm saying, a situation. We've been taught the escalation of force. We go straight to, you know what I'm saying, straight to killing. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody know anything about the escalation of force, that's the last thing you do. But we've been taught, oh, if he look at you wrong, if he say something to you wrong, if he step on your sneakers, oh, he gotta die. Talk to me, man, because see, you come from that gang culture. So let's be real about it. Let's put it on the table. Like, how was you trained as a soldier in the streets? Is that far from the truth, or is that fact what I just said?
Well, it's killed to be killed out there in the streets, man. And I understand that language, and I empathize with our young brothers. Look what we did with the Hunger Nine, and we made this real clear. 9 brothers. I'm one of the Hunger Nine. We went 21 days without eating anything. We didn't eat nothing. We only drank water for 21 days. There are people say, them niggas done lost their mind, man. What's wrong with them niggas? How that's gonna help gun violence? How that's, You know, we got the naysayers. You got black people not even understanding what we was doing because they never seen that kind of love before. Let me tell you something. In order to help black people, you have to love them more than they hate themselves. So when you talking about that, there's no greater love that a man would lay down his life for a friend. Or when you talking about black men, 6 of us out of the 9 from the streets. One of the brothers, he been out 2 years, he did 22 years straight. You talking about black men, let me tell you something, man. They kicked me out of school. I'm in school right now for audio engineering. We about to build a recording studio in our community for our babies. They kicked me out of school while I was out there. 2 of the other brothers lost their job. We talking about selfless sacrifices, man, to show our community that we love them. And the love goes out for the shooters too. Yeah, we love the shooters. They victims too. You understand what I'm saying? The gang bangers, the dudes that don't have no father figures, all of their uncles locked up. Everybody that they know sell dope. They don't have no education. So we don't exclude them from our conversation. So they asked us, they had us all on TV, all of the politicians, everybody want us to target a specific agenda. We don't have no agenda. Our agenda is that we love our community enough that we willing to put our life on the line to show them that we love them. So we having an internal conversation with our community. Now, if you want to come in and partake into that conversation that we having with our community, then we appreciate that. But this is about us. Black men solving our own community problems. We going to win our babies. And guess what? We got something that's about to take place. Well, we're going to be able to give all of the dudes that we know that's doing the crimes and the shooting, we're going to be able to give them an opportunity to change before we put their ass out.
Right on, my brother. Right on. Right on.
So
I like what you said, man. I like the fact that you said that, and this was stood out to me. You said, we want to show them that we love them. And then this captured me. Then you said that the gangbanger is a victim too. You know, brother, I got to be honest, man. When you said that, tears just almost started coming to my eye. And as I talk about it, I don't have no problem with doing this, man, because it's like what Jay-Z said. The gangster won't let the tears come out his eyes, but he'll let that song cry. So I let tears come to my eyes from my brothers, you know what I'm saying, who's experiencing pain and giving pain because that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? And it's so sad. You know what I'm saying? And we need brothers out there like you, man. So I want to salute you and all the Hungry 9 brothers. If you would, man, please, at this time, man, give a shout out to all the other 8 brothers, you know what I'm saying, that was on the line with you, these soldiers that put on their life on the line, if you would. Give them a shout out at this time, man.
Yes, sir. Brotherhood, brotherhood, brotherhood. Who do we serve? Our community. One brother, one hood. Give a big shout out to our lead organizer, Brother Leroy Jones. Also, Brother Anthony Durden, Brother Albert Campbell, Brother Philip Muhammad, Brother Chicken George Jackson, Brother Melvin L., Brother MacArthur Richardson Sr., and I think that's it. Brother Ed Haynes, Brother Ed Lai, those including myself. We were the 9 brothers. Let me tell you something. Out of these 9 brothers, all of us put everything on the line, man, to show our community that we love them. And we didn't do it for no money. They would kept on asking us, well, what do y'all want? What do y'all want? What can we do? Y'all can't do nothing. because we having a conversation with our own community. And I just want to shout them brothers out, man, because what I was able to do with them 8 brothers, I couldn't have been able to do it by myself. I've never went in my life without eating food. Like never. Even when I was Muslim and we used to fast in Ramadan, that was from sun up to sundown. I never went without eating no food, never in my life. I would have never thought 18 years ago when I was strung out on crack cocaine, robbing everything, lying, stealing, that I would be doing something as selfless as this. I got a wife, 2 kids, a granddaughter. I work full time. I go to school full time, and I have my own record label. I put all of that out.
Congratulations.
Because I love my people, man. I love my people, man. I love my people, man. And let me tell you something. Love is an action word.
That's right. That's right. So would you say then it is safe to say, because it sounds like to me that you had an encounter with some life transforming information. So talk to us about that. Like, did you read a book? Did you hear a message? You know, what was the awakening call that woke your conscience up and say, it's time, you know, to transform your life, and it's time to touch somebody else's life via your own life?
Well, again, you know, that started for me on March the 9th, 2001. But let me tell you, 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, when I joined the Brotherhood, I had never been around positive black men. Even when my life, it was a sister who was the cornerstone that led me to Christ when I got saved. It was a woman. It was women that I came into contact with that helped me the most. Whether that was in relationships, you know, over these years. So it was very life-changing to be around black men doing positive things in the community, you know? So I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like I've accomplished a lot in these last 18 years, but the last 5 years of my life as being a part of the Brotherhood has really changed me, man. I mean, it has changed me to the core. I'm gonna tell you something. They said that I was schizophrenic.
Wow.
I've been diagnosed, man. I got a long history of issues that by God's grace I've been able to overcome. The doctors told me 4 years ago that I should go on disability because of all of the medications that I was taking. So they was, you know, but man, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just an intelligent black man that need to be inspired by black men. That's it.
Wow, man. You know, you said something very positive, because the truth of the matter is, man, I am the man I am today because of what you aforesaid, inclusive with me having some positive men in my life, man. You know, I have to give thanks to my grandfather, Fred Allen Sr., peace and blessings be upon him. And he set a very good example for me, man. He taught me how to be a man of chivalry. Basically, long story short, what encompasses being a gentleman. My grandfather taught me that, taught me how to talk to a woman. In fact, he showed me that by setting the example by doing, not by just talking, but his words accompanied his actions by the way he treated my grandmother when my grandfather was physically here. You understand? So, you know, and also the temple I went to back in Rochester, New York, Pentecostal Miracle Deliverance Center Church, Bishop Willie Smith Jr., you know, he set the example, you know, for us too. And then the other brothers within that particular ministry showed us that by how they treated their wives. You know what I'm saying? So I seen what a good marriage looks like. You know, in fact, we even had African doctors and lawyers and teachers in that ministry, in that congregation. We had business owners that look like us in that congregation. So why am I a man that's on top of his game? It's because I had people in my life that poured into me, like my grandmother, my mother, you know, my auntie and my uncle told me I can be whoever I wanted to be. I can do it as long as I put my mind to it. My mother told me my mother called me her handsome chocolate baby.
That's right.
You know, that's what my mom called me, man. So she encouraged me, you know, she gave me confidence. So, man, is it safe to say that we need men and women alike to pour positivity into the younger generation, man? Talk to us about, you know, your viewpoint on that and why you feel it's so important to have positive role models to have in the midst of them.
Sure. You know, and that takes me to the single peacemakers, you know, and the Peacemaker single is an effort to touch our young people. You understand me? We just came off the 21-day hunger strike, and the Peacemaker single by King Blackman, which is myself, is an extension, is actually the anthem for the Hunger Nine. And this single here, at the end of it, it has a lot of gunshots in it, you know? And so, you know, it was very debatable. Should I leave the gunshots in there? You know? And I told him, I say, absolutely. This message is for the shooters too. See, that's where God brought me from. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So I can relate, brother.
Yeah. If we gonna be able to reach our youth, we have to reach them with something that has substance in it. If it don't have no substance, and if it ain't real, they not gonna understand it. So to answer your question directly, the Peacemaker single by King Blackman, that video was shot while we was on the hunger strike. We wanted to shoot that video right there at ground zero. Now, just for people who don't know, we slept outside for 21 days under tents right across the streets where they used to film the first 48. That's where all the killing is done. We slept right there in an open field, and we shot that video right there because we want it to be real. We want our youth to be inspired to know that, listen, this is some dope music, man. I can actually make some music that's positive, that I don't have to follow. Let me tell you something. A lot of our youth, man, they dying for some black leadership, man. They dying for some brothers to come, man, and save them and tell them, man, like, listen, there's a better way. Let me take, won't you come on over here to this studio here? We don't smoke no weed in here. We don't drink no alcohol in here. We use our creativity, our natural born talents and skills to write about the tragedies that we see every day in our community. And we turn that into something that's a product that could be marketed, that could be sold, and that could create wealth in our families and in our community. So this music piece of the Circle of Brotherhood is very vital to redirecting our young people's mind through hip hop. So y'all make sure that y'all support that, man. Support that single. We try to use this single to create some revenue so we can build our studio in our school. We got a school, 58,000 square feet in the middle of our community. And so this single was created to bring some proceeds, to create some proceeds that we can build this studio so we can train our young men and our young queens on how to create positive music to change our community. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I gave your viewers an opportunity to get a firsthand look at what we're doing with this music and how they can support us.
Most definitely. And family, what I did was, I'm adding a link to the video so that you brothers and sisters can get a feel of what our brother's talking about. I'm gonna add the link there so you can check it out. And also, if you haven't already, go onto our brother page. He has a Facebook page as well. All information is on the flyer that he has. Peacemakers by King Blackman, his new single is on my page, is on his page too. His name is in the link here. Only thing you gotta do is click on his name or click on the link, and it'll take you directly to all the powerful information our brother just shared with us so we can be of some support to him. So with that being said, man, let's close it out. Just tell the people, some positive things in the outro that you feel like they need to hear, both, dealing with the elders on down to the youth, man. Talk to us, leave us with a powerful word on this evening.
Yes, sir. What I've been really working on, man, is creating more corporations and creating more LLCs amongst our people. So my last take would be for family members to come together and form a business or corporation or an LLC. And each family member or each friend make a commitment to start putting money in there once a month. And as this money continues, as we just say 10 people, 10 family members, or 10 friends in the community decide to start once a month putting some money into a corporation, a business, an LLC, so we can start to create businesses in our own community. Because let me tell you something, the cavalry is not coming. Number one. Number two is,
right on, my brother.
Number two is, for all of my people that's still receiving government assistance, use that government assistance to start using the money that you're making from your job to invest. If you got 5 people that's living in the house and there's no bills, each one of those persons should have a job. It will be real easy for those 5 individuals to create wealth with no overhead. So this government assistance that we've been receiving for a very long time, once we get our minds right, could actually be a major vehicle to create some wealth, man. That's why it's so important to touch our people's mind, because if you don't have no overhead, it's real easy to create businesses.
Definitely.
So, I mean, that's a final note, man. We got to create some wealth. We got to get off these jobs, and we got to start pulling our resources together if we're going to save our community.
Most definitely, and I always say that cooperative economics is definitely the way for us to go, because a nation needs resources. And I believe sometimes people don't understand that. Like, they always talk about, oh, we need to, be empowered. We need power, you know what I'm saying? But power means to enable, you know what I'm saying? So in order for us to be able to have a strong community, we need resources to be able to pay the teachers if we start a school. We need money for the school. Then you have utilities that also is involved with the school. All right. You know what I'm saying? Then also you need a lunch program, you need a breakfast program, all of which entails money. So it sounds wonderful, but the realization is you need money, to fund the revolution too.
Absolutely.
And that's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. You know, the Jews have their own. However, this is not the first time. You know what we're saying nothing different than what our ancestors said, like the Honorable Minister Elijah Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, Marcus Garvey, you know, Malcolm X, okay, Khalid Muhammad, you know, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Coretta Scott King, Betty Shabazz, you know what I'm saying? The Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King, he woke up before he transitioned and recognized, he said, I led our people into a burning building. You understand? You know what I'm saying? And he talked about these very things we talking about. And he said that we're going to collect our check. So don't think that the reparations conversation that we're having is something new.
No.
Because the Fruit of Islam and Stokely Carmichael, amongst so many others, the Black Panthers all talked about these very same things. And then the Black Panthers actually implemented what we're talking about. They had a breakfast program that was funded by the community. They fed the children lunch. You know what I'm saying? They provided their own security for the community. You know, so, and also for brothers and sisters, and we get ready to close here, but also for you brothers and sisters don't understand too the political arena, you must also understand that they even ran for office. This is out of Bobby Seale's own mouth, and also Huey P. Newton, and also Fred Hampton. A lot of them, they all talked about, you know, having people in political power. Why? Because we are the ones that influence, you know, the laws, those who are politicians. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way it's going to happen. We are the ones that need to influence the laws in our community, because that's what Kuji Chagalia means. Is that we define ourselves and we speak for ourselves. And as long as we're not in political power, that will never happen in schools. We need a curriculum that meets our needs.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that influences the African mind. We need an African education. We don't European. That's the reason why so many of us are so messed up, because we're praising George Washington. We're praising people who enslaved us.
Right.
You understand? But you know, people want to get mad. Oh, let's talk peace. Oh, let's leave that alone. No, I'm not leaving it alone. No, I'm not leaving it alone. How dare they put somebody who enslaved our ancestors in front of our children and praise them?
Right.
No, I'm not letting that go. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of our children learning about Benjamin Franklin, we need to learn about Benjamin Banneker.
Right.
Instead of learning about George Washington, we need to learn about George Washington Carver. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, let me give one big shout out, man, to y'all. I want all of your viewers, man, to visit our website, circleofbrotherhood.org. Find out more information about all of the amazing things that we're doing in the community, as well as the circleofentertainment.com, which like 5 of us within the brotherhood have formed this company called the Circle of Entertainment, because we want to start to tell our own story. And we definitely have to do that through music and entertainment and arts. So you got, you know, myself, we got Ed Haynes, we got Ice Squad Entertainment, we got Chicken George the comedian, we got iUrban TV, you know, we got Brother Oliver. So all of us have come together to make this company called the Circle of Entertainment. So y'all make sure y'all check us out, circleofentertainment.com as well.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, my brother, for tuning in. Remember, family, check our brother out, Anthony Blackman, and what you go by for your rap name, and tell them your social media outlets where they can find you at, my brother.
Yes, sir. So my artist name is King Blackman. My record company, you can find me at Blackman Music Group. That's on Instagram. You can also find me on Instagram at Top the Thug Scholar, and you can follow me on Facebook as Anthony Blackman. The rest of the links are the circleofbrotherhood.org and the circleoferentertainment.com. The Peacemaker single is available on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere music is digitally sold or distributed. Or if you want to go directly to the circleofbrotherhood.org, you can download it directly off our website.
All right, peace, love, and power, family. Thank you so much for tuning in on this evening. Yours truly, Ma Mari. I am the founder of El Kebalan Union Alliance, where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being, all right, as well as the knowledge of self. Peace out.
Peace.